So, with everybody starting to catch on that the US media is not reliably reporting on what's going on with ICE, I need you to understand this is nothing new and that the US media is highly corrupt. Now, to show you what I'm talking about, we're going to take a look at some sources that were used by somebody with a lot of followers whose videos got like 1 million views. Now, they had this really long resource document for the topic we were talking about, which happened to be US reporting on North Korea. So I made a key. Anything in red was funded directly by the US government. Anything in orange was funded in a place where it's actually illegal to say anything positive about the topic getting discussed, so it just isn't trustworthy. Anything in blue was unreliable, like tabloid style stuff. Basically, people were paid to tell a story, which is not considered reliable by journalistic standards. And things that were purple actually were just weird links that I'm like, this doesn't actually go to anything. So, and again, this is just on one topic, but let this be a stand-in for how you come to understand the way that US media operates in general. All right, so here is the beginning of it. Okay, this is page 2. And just note how much red is showing up on these pages, okay? Remember, red is everything funded by the US government. This is page 3. Here is page 4. Here is page 5. And here is page 6. At the end of the day, after looking at all of these resource documents, there were only 3 that were actually credible sources, and one was a church. So I don't even know how credible you want to call it. All right. Now, whenever I show people stuff like this and I'm like, hey, a lot of what you're consuming is propaganda, they go, okay, well, who am I supposed to trust? What is the one news site I should go to that's trustworthy? And you are not going to like the answer. The answer is there isn't one. When we consume news and information, we have to be comfortable doing a multi-point assessment. Number 1, who is funding this information? And usually you can Google it. You can look it up and find who is funding it. Number 2, what's the original source? Very often when you look at the news, it will have the original source of the information listed. You have to go click on it and see what that article says. Sometimes they list a different original source. Follow the rabbit hole down to the original story and see who's funding that. Number 3, what are the motives of the people reporting it? Is this news source owned by a billionaire? Is it owned by somebody who donated money to the Trump campaign? Because yes, the owner of different media sources applies an editorial bias you need to be aware of. And number 4, how many different sources can I find reporting on the same information? And by different sources, I don't mean that they're all using the same one link as the basis for the story, like different sources completely with different originations. And what do all of those sources have in common, and where do they disagree? When people on the internet are talking to you about media literacy, this is a part of it. And I know that you are busy. I know that life is hard. I know you don't have time to do a massive deep dive when you just want to hear the news. And I wish I could tell you we lived in a world where you could just turn on your TV or open your phone and get the real story. But we don't. So you're going to have to adapt and develop the skill.